Right now, somewhere in your home, your cat is looking at another animal. Maybe it's a dog asleep on the floor. Maybe it's a rabbit in its enclosure. Maybe it's a fish moving slowly behind glass, or a parrot making noise from across the room. And you have probably spent time wondering, what does my cat actually think about that? Not in a cute way, not do they like each other, but genuinely, what is happening inside your cat's brain when they look at that other creature? What does that animal represent to them? And is the relationship you think they have the relationship that actually exists? The answer in almost every case is not what you think. Today we are going inside your cat's psychology, the neuroscience, the instincts, the parts of their brain that switch on the moment another species enters their world. And we are going to find out what your cat truly makes of every animal they share a home with. We are covering dogs, rabbits, parrots and birds, hamsters, guinea pigs, snakes, and fish. And I promise you, at least one of these is going to completely change the way you understand your cat. Stay with me, because the snake one alone might be the most surprising thing you have heard about cats all year. Let's start with the most common combination in the world. Dog. Two animals stuck in a language barrier. The most common multi-pet home in the world, and the most misunderstood relationship in it. When a dog wags their tail, it means excitement, friendliness, come play with me. When your cat moves their tail the same way, it means the opposite. I am irritated, back off. Direct eye contact means aggression in cat language. A forward-moving, enthusiastic approach means threat. So when your dog runs up to your cat, tail wagging, eye contact, bounding forward, your cat's nervous system reads every single one of those signals as an attack incoming. The dog is saying hello, your cat is bracing for impact. This is not two animals who don't like each other. This is two animals having a conversation in completely different languages, and neither one knows it. The cats and dogs who actually become friends are almost always ones raised together before 6 months. Not because of a good introduction, because they had time to learn each other's language. They became bilingual. And that changes everything. Rabbit, the prey animal that usually wins. Most people assume the cat is the threat in a cat-rabbit home. In practice, it's usually the other way around. Yes, your cat's brain registers a rabbit as prey. The size, the movement, the smell, the predatory system activates. But here's what actually matters. That system is triggered almost entirely by flight. The moment prey runs, the chase reflex fires automatically. A rabbit that doesn't run breaks the whole program. A confident rabbit that holds its ground, thumps a warning, or hops toward the cat short-circuits the predatory sequence completely. The cat's brain starts the hunt, finds no flight response, and just stalls. They don't know what to do with prey that won't act like prey. What often happens next is the cat quietly recategorizes the rabbit as something with authority in the shared space. Some of the most documented interspecies bonds in domestic settings are between cats and rabbits, grooming each other, sleeping pressed together. The rabbit confident enough not to run. The cat curious enough to reconsider. That's all it takes. Bird or parrot, when instinct meets something smarter. Birds trigger your cat's predatory instinct more reliably than almost anything else. The movement, the sound, the unpredictability. It's almost impossible to fully turn off. But here is the research finding that changes the conversation completely. Cats raised from kittenhood alongside rats, their natural prey, showed zero predatory behavior toward those rats as adults. Not suppression, not restraint. The predatory response simply didn't fire. The bonding system had overwritten it entirely at a neurological level. That principle applies to birds. A cat raised with a parrot from kittenhood doesn't experience that parrot as prey. They experience them as family. The hunt never starts because the category was set before it could form. And for parrots specifically, large species are cognitively complex enough to study your cat back. There are documented cases of parrots learning the sounds that trigger cats, the treat bag crinkle, the toy squeak, and using them deliberately to get a reaction. In those homes, who is the predator and who is the prey becomes genuinely unclear. If this is already changing the way you see your cat, consider liking the video and subscribe to Felmo. It genuinely helps more cat owners find this. Now, the one nobody sees coming. Hamster or guinea pig, the hidden cost to your cat. This one isn't about danger to the small animal. It's about what living near one does to your cat's psychology over time. Hamsters and guinea pigs are small, fast, unpredictably active, and strongly scented. Every one of those qualities hits your cat's predatory system like a signal, constantly. The movement triggers visual tracking. The scent keeps the olfactory system on alert. The sudden sounds at 2 a.m. fire the arousal response. The problem? The hunt never completes. It starts and stalls, dozens of times a day. We talked before about what happens when play sessions are cut short. The chronic frustration, the redirected aggression, the restlessness. This is that same mechanism running around the clock. Cats living long-term near small animals they can't reach often develop behavioral symptoms their owners never connect to the source. Interrupted sleep, increased aggression, compulsive behaviors. The fix is real separation. Not the same room, not the next room with a gap under the door, and more complete daily play sessions for your cat. Give the predatory system a proper outlet with a full hunt sequence ending in a catch and a treat. Snake, the only animal your cat genuinely cannot read. Here's the one I promised you. Your cat reads the world through signals: tail position, ear angle, facial expression, direction of movement. These signals form the vocabulary they use to categorize everything: threat, prey, companion, neutral. A snake has none of them. No tail that communicates emotion, no ears, no face that changes. The movement is slow, fluid, horizontal. Nothing in your cat's instinctual library matches it. It's not the movement of prey. It's not the posture of a threat. It doesn't fit any category they have. So what you see in almost every cat encountering a snake for the first time is not fear and not aggression. It's confusion. Intense, focused, genuinely baffled attention. They approach, then back up. They circle without committing. They look uncertain, which for a cat is a remarkable thing to witness. Some cats habituate completely over time, filing the snake somewhere under "thing in this house that occasionally moves." Others never resolve it. Your cat is not afraid of what they understand. They are cautious about what they don't. And a snake may be the only animal in your home your cat genuinely doesn't understand. Fish, the enrichment tool they don't know is helping them. And finally, the one that looks the simplest and is actually one of the most beneficial. Your cat watching a fish tank is not frustration. It's enrichment. The movement of fish, unpredictable, three-dimensional, constantly changing, activates the visual tracking centers of your cat's brain the same way watching birds through a window does. It engages the observational phase of the hunt without ever tipping into the full arousal state you get when prey is actually accessible. A cat watching a fish tank is in a state of low-level, pleasurable, predatory engagement. Not frustrated, not depleted. Something closer to what we'd call absorbing television. The brain is active, the senses are engaged, the arousal stays manageable. For indoor cats especially, this is genuinely valuable. Just make sure the tank is fully secure. Not because your cat will definitely try to reach the fish, many never do, but having the option keeps arousal slightly elevated in a way that defeats the benefit. A covered, inaccessible tank lets them settle into calm observation. You may have thought you bought the fish for yourself. Your cat needed it more. Every animal we covered today revealed the same thing. Your cat is not just a predator scanning every living thing in your home. They are a psychologically complex animal, constantly categorizing, constantly learning, constantly updating what they think the world around them means. A cat who learned a rabbit is not prey genuinely changed their mind. A cat confused by a snake is encountering something their entire cognitive system has no framework for. A cat watching a fish tank has found something that meets a need they can't express. Drop your cat's name in the comments and tell me which animal they share a home with. I want to know if the rabbit intimidated your cat into submission, if the snake still has them baffled 3 years in, if the fish tank has been running in your living room and you never knew what it was actually doing for them. Let's see every combination, every unexpected friendship, every cat who proved instinct is not destiny.